Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel. In this video, I want to share with you a piece from AMB Crypto. It's about SBI Holdings announcing VCTRADE Pro, and they end up speculating towards the end of this piece, which I'm going to share with you. They end up speculating that with everything that's happening, the adoption of XRP itself, and because of developers on top of the XRP ledger, they speculate that XRP may be in fact overtaking Ethereum in market cap, which is about the last thing I expected them to say in wrapping up an article like this. So I'll be covering that with you. But long term, I think XRP is going to do more than just take the #1 spot as an altcoin. It's going to dethrone the Bitcoin. It's coming. Just mark my words. That's what I think anyway. All in good time. All in good time. Then I also got something I want to share with you from UK regulators. There's a write-up that perfectly describes what an XRapid transaction actually looks like, and they're noting that this type of transaction indicates actual utility, and thus, of course, XRP is not a security. And so I'm going to share a little with you on that. And then I'll wrap up the video with something that just sounds absurd, but is real. The NBA, the National Basketball Association, has teamed up with the creator of CryptoKitties. I kid you not. You can't make this stuff up. The NBA has teamed up with the CryptoKitties creator, and they releasing something, so I'll cover that towards the end of the video. But before we get going, if you would please delicately tap that like button, and if you are a fan of Ripple and XRP, do the right thing. Do yourself a favor, subscribe to the Moon Lambo channel. Holding it down for Ripple and XRP every day. So here's the piece from AMB Crypto. Ripple's partner SBI Holdings announces VCTRADE Pro services a day after MoneyTap finds new investors. While most innovations within the crypto ecosystem came from its early players, some banking organizations have now pulled up their sleeves to stop their relevance from fading. Leading this sphere is Tokyo-based SBI Holdings, which today announced the launch of its virtual currency exchange service, VCTRADE Pro. The information was shared through an official tweet, and here it is. Notice of launch of virtual currency exchange service VCTRADE Pro from July 31st, Wednesday, today. Virtual currency physical exchange service VCTRADE Pro with virtual currency exchange system was launched. And then the piece continues. The company's blog post highlighted the use of the following trading pairs: XRP/JPY, BTC/JPY, and ETH/JPY, which amused the XRP community by fueling hopes of Ripple's native token, XRP, surging in value. Now that sentence makes no sense. Ripple's native token. Ripple is a company, XRP is a coin, and you wouldn't word a sentence like that if you knew that XRP is just XRP is the digital asset and Ripple's just a company. So just want to point that out there. I'm going to point it out every time it happens. So anyway, amuse the XRP community by fueling hopes Ripple's native token XRP surging in value. Okay, as per the official website. Unlike the VCTRADE sales point system method, VCTRADE Pro concludes a sales contract for cash virtual currency between the company and the customer when it is promised by offering bid and sell prices for each virtual currency. Okay, so additionally, SBI Holdings' sister company MoneyTap has also announced a simultaneous upgrade soon after receiving investments from 5 leading banks, which is pretty cool, by the way. And it's been a while, guys, since I've talked about MoneyTap. I could probably use a bit of a refresher because I've only covered it in maybe a few videos, and it's been a while. But if it's the one that I'm thinking it has to do with domestic, I guess just in Japan, if I'm remembering correctly, and it's just it's basically an app to help move money around more efficiently. But I can talk more about that in a future video. I could honestly probably use a refresher, maybe you could too, because it just hasn't been in the news recently anyway. But anyway, nonetheless, that's cool. So again, they announced upgrade soon after receiving investments from 5 leading banks. According to the official document of SBI's website, crypto giant Ripple seems to be maintaining a keen interest in MoneyTap's growth in the domestic market. Following the completion of domestic investments, the document reads, and I'm going to scroll down to the bottom. There's this whole, they actually took this little slide from what SBI created, and here's the part that I would like to read from you. It's got Ripple, got the little Ripple logo right there. It says, at a stage where the acceptance of investments from domestic financial institutions has been completed, MoneyTap will now consider accepting an investment from United States Ripple in order to strengthen technical cooperation and the promotion of initiatives related to international remittances. So, hey, forward thinking. I will frickin' take that. That does not sound too shabby at all. Then it writes, such an investment seems to be aimed at primarily enabling app-based international payment settlements. As of now, MoneyTap's business model allows users to perform monetary transactions only through a small list of partner banks. Additionally, the image below highlights Ripple's ultimate goal to bridge the world of traditional financial institutions and general users. We all know about that, so I don't need to read through that particular part of it here. Here's the part that I wanted to share with you, and this is how they actually wrap up the article. It has to do with XRP overtaking Ethereum, which I find fascinating that they actually decided to throw that concept in here. And they write, further, while SBI's VCTRADE Pro marks the beginning of core banking involvement in the crypto ecosystem, Ripple seems to be positioning itself right at the center as a ready-to-go, well-proven global infrastructure. If speculations line up, XRP may experience a surge in market cap and trading value and maybe replace Ethereum's position as the top altcoin. Well, yes. Yes, I firmly do believe that's going to happen at some point. To me, it's just a matter of time, but I still think, to make a bold statement like that, maybe they're just doing it to catch people's attention, which it did. It caught my attention. But still, I got to maintain the stance that Ethereum and every other cryptocurrency out there, XRP included, of course, as well, it's all tethered to the price action of Bitcoin. And so, those coins at the top in the top 10, of course, they are there for a reason. There are a select bit of those speculators out there, and perhaps you're among them, I am among them, that actually do parse out the differences between coins. And as more and more people do that, that will affect, I believe, which coins end up staying at the top, getting to the top. And I think that's why I believe, anyway, that XRP will be number one in market cap one day, because I think utility matters. I actually think that something's got to be used, or else it's probably not going to have much staying power. That's my investment thesis. I think that's pretty reasonable. But in the meantime, is this going to cause XRP to go down a ranking in market cap? Well, I don't know that it's going to happen in the short term. I mean, I'm not going to rule anything out technically. But what we have seen is that over the last almost 2 years in particular, it seems like I'd say XRP and Ethereum have traded spots a handful of times, but most of the time Ethereum has been ahead. But there will come a time where XRP is going to shoot past it and probably never look back. And then but the big one is when XRP dethrones Bitcoin as the number one in market cap. But who knows how long that's going to take. I just think with how mature this particular asset class is, it could be a while. But hey, man, if you're like me, you're probably thinking long term, and you probably believe that utility will win the day also. So we all in this together. We going to get there. All right, I want to share this with you, and this is from... every time I read this guy's name, I'm like, how am I supposed to say? I'll just say the letters. This is on a Twitter user, at ECOSSEXRP1. There we go. And he wrote... the SBI effect to the moon, in light of the announcement here. And then he's got a screen capture of some coins here. And you've got XRP at 31 cents. So he writes, to the moon, and he's just joking because the news didn't really do anything. And I got to tell you that, and some people get frustrated when great positive news breaks, and it doesn't seem to do anything for the price of XRP. Well, first of all, I think it's good to kind of temper expectations if that is something that bothered you. But understand that all this good news, it actually is having an effect on the ecosystem, just not in the way that you're perceiving it. While you and I would like for great news like this to result in the price of XRP just moonshotting up, it is doing something good that you may not have considered. It's helping those of us that believe that XRP has real utility and have invested in it. It helps us to it reaffirms stuff like this. Seriously, for me at least, it reaffirms for me on a daily basis as I see all these developments unfold, the SBI situation included, just reaffirms that it makes sense for me to continue to have my money invested in XRP. But without these developments, I wouldn't have so much faith. If there were if XRP existed and nobody were building on top of it, would you want to have your money in there? Well, no, that would be now that would be an extreme, but there is a lot of development occurring, and so I think that all of these announcements, it all absolutely does affect price to whatever degree. It affects investor confidence in XRP, and that's why the more developers you see building on top of the XRP ledger, the more confidence will be, and the more staying power there will be for XRP. That's pretty much the way the ecosystem works. And so I'm sorry for those coins that never get used, but you're gonna go the way of the dodo eventually. You're gonna be extinct. So, but yeah, I just say try to not get bothered too much when news doesn't affect the price of XRP. You know, the only time that I can recall news of XRP affecting the price in a positive way, it was actually a leak. But other than this, like there haven't been many other examples. But about a month before XRapid went live, which again, it went live very beginning of October of 2018. But about a month for that, there was news leaked out that, hey, XRapid's going live. And it actually happened to be true. And you saw the price of XRP, actually, there was some FOMO, and it spiked from, I don't remember what it was at before the spike. I don't know if it was around 40 cents or something like that, or 30 cents. I really can't remember. Because it's been too long. Actually, you know what? I think I saw it in August of last year as low as 25 cents, so it's probably closer to around where it is today. But anyway, it spiked all the way up to close to 80 cents, if I'm not mistaken. And that was just on a rumor, not the actual news of it, but then people sold it, you know, at some point. But that's the closest I've gotten to any sort of news affecting the price. But even then, technically, that was the rumor part of it. It just happened to be true, so... all good things in time. Let the asset class as a whole mature, and then you'll see people behave in ways that will seem to be much more, let's just say, rational. Right? All right. Now check out this piece. I got this from Eric Dadoon here, and what he commented was a retweet of somebody from Oz Alpha Wolf. So Eric Dadoon, what he wrote is, XRP is absolutely not a security. More than enough jurisdictions have already confirmed that. What is, however, exciting is them describing an XRP/XRapid use case in all but name. And indeed, I agree with you, Eric. That was rather fascinating, and I'm about to share that with everybody that is listening to the Moon Lambo channel. Now, here's what Oz Alpha Wolf tweeted out on this very same topic. Tweeted out, today the UK Financial Conduct Authority released their guidance on crypto assets. So we're talking about regulation here. All right, and then there's a link, and then this person wrote, a case study describing Ripple's XRapid is given as an example of a legitimate business activity using a crypto token. And so don't worry, guys, I'm going to pull this up. I'm not going to read this whole thing. I'm just going to read this bottom part here, and it states, this is a sandbox case study number 1. Unregulated tokens can be used to facilitate cross-border payments which are regulated by the FCA, such as money remittance services, and this business model has been tested in our regulatory sandbox. In one test, a firm received fiat funds, example GBP, from a payer to transfer to a payee in a different jurisdiction and in another fiat currency. After receiving the fiat funds from the payer, the firm converted them to a crypto asset, which was then converted to the target fiat currency, example ZAR. The payee received a payout in fiat currency. Neither payer nor payee took any direct exposure to the crypto assets. The crypto asset was only used as an intermediary with the aim to make fiat cross-border transfers faster and cheaper. Is that not exactly what XRapid is? They didn't use Ripple in name, but that is absolutely exactly. And not only that, Ripple is the only company building software that allows that type of transaction to take place. That's the only company I'm aware of that is actually doing this. And that's why when people talk about Stellar being a competitor, I'm like, where's their XRapid? You know, they're not exactly doing the same thing. They're trying to unbank people. Maybe they have a perfectly good plan that's super duper, but nobody else is doing what Ripple is trying to do in utilizing XRP as a global solution for the fractured payment system. They're using XRP as a bridge currency. Nobody else is doing this. And so, of course, you see this from the UK. I don't care if they didn't say Ripple. Nobody else is doing that. And so there you go. That's just my 2 cents on that. And I want to share with you. I think it's awesome. But what does that mean XRP is? Not a security. Not a security. And here's a tweet. I just thought this was kind of funny. And I'm a dog guy. You know, I've got a little 4.5-year-old terrier mix myself. And her name is Peeve. Get it? Peeve? P-E-E-V-E? As in, she's my pet peeve, but I'm not sure. Okay, anyway. I think I'm funny. I got the jokes. Anyway, I don't know. Somebody's rolling their eyes out there. Anyway, so here's a tweet from Gregory Delval Jr. And he writes, when XRP hits, I'm buying the most wrinkled dog and calling him Ripple. And I don't know what this breed... I'm really not that good at identifying breeds, but it looks kind of adorable. Does it not? So there's just a little picture of a dog on the screen. So, I don't know. All my fellow dog lovers out there get what I'm saying. It's cool. All right, last piece, and then we're going to wrap up the video here. This is from CoinDesk. This piece is titled, NBA and CryptoKitties creator team up to launch in-game collectibles. This, you got to check the calendar. It is not April 1st. This is a real thing happening. July 31st, 2019. The National Basketball Association and Dapper Labs are teaming up to announce the launch of a digital platform for blockchain-based collectibles, NBA Top Shot. According to the companies, fans of the game can buy, sell, and trade digitally collectible in-season moves like Kevin Durant's three-point shot or Joel Embiid's dunk. Digital collectibles can be used for on-chain games or tournaments. Similar to current products like NBA 2K, Dapper's NBA Top Shot allows users to acquire players and build rosters with an additional hook, purchasing specific moves from the prior season. Dapper Labs' next product comes 2 years after the launch of CryptoKitties, the ¡1 blockchain-based game, and months after a pre-sale and of its second major game, Cheese Wizards. And by the way, for those of you who don't know, CryptoKitties, upon its launch, it was a success, and it crashed Ethereum. It absolutely crashed the entire blockchain. It's like at a snail's pace. Anyway, I'll continue, though. The National Basketball Association is joined by the National Basketball Players Association. The NBA is joined by the National Basketball Players Association, NBPA, a players' union founded in 1954. Speaking on the matter, NBPA commercial executive Josh Goodstadt touts Dapper's product as an entirely new way for fans to connect with their favorite athletes. Here's a quote from him now. We believe blockchain technology creates a truly unique product that fans can collect, manage, and engage within a fun environment. And so I think it's a cool story. As much as I'm kind of chuckling about this, I do like it. I mean, it's cool. It just sounds like such an unlikely partnership, and so that's why I did a triple take when I read this. So I'm all for it. That's perfectly fine. So I don't want it to sound too much like I'm only making fun of it as in I think it's stupid, because I don't think it's stupid. It just kind of sounds silly on the surface, but it's cool. I hope they find success with this. I really do. Anyway, that's all I got for you in this particular video. I am not a financial advisor. Do not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo!